Hey friends, it's Christina Mroz again. I want to talk to you a little bit more about this whole theme of rooting down to rise up and how we can utilize our feet to really change our yoga practice. So I promised you that I was going to talk about the feet's role in inversions, which is kind of funny because the feet aren't connected to anything in inversion. They're in space, they're just floating out in air. But even still, you can utilize your feet and engage them in such a way that it'll really start to enhance the rest of your inversion, and it'll bring the legs into alignment and the legs into such a way that they can support you, and even the core as well. So when you think about an inversion, we're oftentimes cued to point our toes, okay, point our toes up towards the ceiling, or we're cued to pull our toes back towards our face. But I want you to think about it a little bit differently. Instead of doing either of those, I want you to think about the same setup you would if you were standing. Okay, which is the ball of the foot and the heel, so both sides of the big toe, pinky toe, both sides of the heel are engaged onto the floor when standing. So that's the same thing you're going to do when you come into an inversion. So I'm going to come into just lying on my back for a moment, and I'm going to show you what it looks like to just take your feet upwards towards the ceiling. Okay, so like a legs up the wall. So in this, instead of really dynamically pressing the heels up and pulling the toes straight down, I want you to let the toes move right to the back wall. And you're going to kind of spread your toes a little bit, and I want you to kind of take this arch right here and take the center of that and see if you can kind of engage it and pull it down a little bit towards you. So that starts to engage the entire foot. Then from here, what you can do is you can start to move into your shoulder stands. So feet are engaged here. You're going to engage the belly. Start to come up. Bring your hands onto your lower back or however it is that you set up. And as you take your feet up, again, try not to really pull the toes down and heels up, but to think about engaging the feet, pressing the toes away from each other, engaging that ball of the foot, and imagining your feet pressing to the ceiling. Okay? So you can use that same setup in any type of inversion that you do. So whether it's shoulder stand, whether it's handstand, whether you're going from an open A into a headstand, however it is that you're doing, but keeping that foot engaged is the same way that you would doing like a mountain pose or a standing posture or something like that. So I invite you to start to play with it. Like get into an inversion and play with your foot. Press the heel away a lot. Draw the toes back a lot. Point the toes. And then try it with engaging the entire sole of the foot and see how it changes your inversions. And maybe that's one of the missing pieces right now for you is the engagement and the setup of the foot. And once you get that, inversions will become a lot easier for you. So good luck. Have fun. Play with it a little bit and enjoy.